how do you want to fix scheduling? Do you think that needs to be fixed too in college
In what
football?
way?
No, just like more uniform, right? Like where everybody, plays the same. I don't know, where everybody plays the same style.
Yeah, you're where I am. I don't know either.
You know what I'm saying? Like
yes, same number of Division I games, yes. The same number of conference games,
yes.
Possibly, yes.
Right.
And I think your large conferences, I think that's going to be a problem going forward because I think schedules can get tainted now. Because you got so many teams, you get overloaded at, with a strength of schedule that can happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just having a conversation with a gentleman here a minute ago.
Yeah.
And everybody's trying to, and I'm strong in this because I guess I came from small college football. As a player and as a coach, I worked up through Sanford and everywhere else. Mm-hmm. And like Coach Bowden, my background is very similar to Coach Bowden. That's where I'm tied to so much, is that you're not playing FCS teams. See, I think you should play one FCS team game a year. Because if not, how do they where is their money and budget going to come from if we all take it to the top and keep all the money? Mm-hmm. How do those teams survive? And I'm saying for the betterment of football. Because I came and had an opportunity. You're going to take large numbers of scholarships away from kids as opportunities to play and get in college and get a college, not just playing football, a chance to go play pro football, go play whatever it is, but also to get a college education. And if they go away and they all go to non-scholarship football and all that, then you're going to see high school kids not play football because there's not opportunities to get scholarships at all the different levels of ball in which you have. And to me, we have to feed the FCS. The FCS has to feed Division II. Division II has to help field Division III as far as a financial burden that can help take it off of them. And I think it's our duty to pass that down for the betterment of the game and stay that way. I think that's one thing that I am strong. Now, the other games, that's all have Division I games that have, and then you have do you have Power 5? Did you go all Power 5 schedule, or do you have the FBS? Where do they make their money, too? It's the same thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think that's a part of the game that we all want all the big matchups where it's, Texas A&M and Alabama, Texas A&M and Florida, Texas A&M, which it doesn't bother me. But your schools that aren't in those FBS Power 5, where is their financial advantage going to come from, and how can they survive to be able to stay afloat? And I think you'll see some teams drop football if that doesn't happen. And then I think opportunities for kids, and I think it'll hurt the game of football.
If you could wave a wand, Jimbo Fisher, and have a certain number of teams part of a playoff, what number would that be?
Probably 16, 12 to 16.
I love it.
And I think you would increase players playing, not opting out of bowl games, playing for a championship. And I think it's a different deal. I think one loss, and I love how much the season means. But some teams you got young teams, and especially now with the youth that is playing in athletics, everybody is so young. Maybe those guys struggle at the beginning of the year, and all of a sudden they get hot and win 7 in a row, and they're going into the playoff just like the NFL. How much more exciting is that? People say it's not. The season's going to be that. I think you're going to have more teams involved because after sometimes the midpoint of the year, there's still only 6 or 8 teams really left for the playoff. How much exciting is that?
No question. I want to see competition, not lobbying a group of people sitting in on a hotel conference room making a decision.
I agree with you. And to put it on the field, let's find out. Now you got more kids playing. You got more teams. The excitement in college football to me grows because you got more. There's still a lot more teams with a chance. Now you got 25, 30, 40 teams that can still get in a playoff at the end of the season. The games matter. And then you go into a playoff, and let's find out who can play. And those teams that develop late, just like, you want to peak your team, and the NFL wants to peak their team as they go in, like Belichick does, how they peak them going in. Who can manage that? It's a whole different hand. And I think your TV ratings will go up. I think everything will go up.
And then I guess then just to finish up, how would that affect the regular season, right? And I don't know if the commissioner of the SEC would want to maybe do something like that if that takes the SEC championship game out. Right?
I agree, and I think that's something that we have to work through. Where does the SEC championship game come into play, and can that be made up in compensation through the networks or anything else? Or right. And I understand. I'm with Greg. The SEC championship game is I've played in it many times, and it's as electric as the national championship games I've played in.
Well, for some people in the SEC, they'll tell you that is the national championship game.
Well, it has been for a while.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.